There are forces in life that remain unseen, yet their presence is undeniable. The wind does not declare its existence, yet you feel its touch on your skin. Likewise, emotions can be hidden, but they will always find a way to surface. Today, we speak not of mere attraction, but of a truth veiled by silence, when a woman hides her feelings. Silence is often misunderstood. In a world where people equate words with clarity, we forget that the most profound truths are often conveyed without a single syllable. When a woman hides her feelings, she may not confess them outright, nor will she write them in bold letters for the world to see. Instead, her emotions manifest in ways that require a keen eye and a patient heart to recognize. Silence is not absence. It is presence without declaration. It is in this quiet space that true feelings are often revealed. A woman who conceals her emotions does not do so without reason. Sometimes it is fear that holds her back. Fear of rejection, of vulnerability, of disrupting the current balance of a relationship or friendship. Other times it is uncertainty. She may be unsure of her own feelings, testing the waters before making them known. There are also moments when society's expectations weigh heavily upon her, dictating that she should not be the one to express her emotions first. Regardless of the reason, the silence she maintains is not empty. It is full of meaning, waiting for the right moment to unfold. Look closely and you will see that her silence is not a void. It is filled with small but deliberate choices. The way she listens to you with more attentiveness than she does with others, the way she subtly reacts to your presence, the way she hesitates before speaking, as if measuring her words carefully. All these are signs that emotions stir beneath the surface. If she truly felt nothing, her actions would be neutral. She would not go out of her way to be near you, nor would she pay attention to the little details of your life. Her body language, too, betrays what words may seek to conceal. Does she hold your gaze just a second longer than necessary before looking away? Does she smile at things you say even when others do not? When she is around you, does her posture shift slightly, as if drawn toward you without her realizing it? These are not coincidences, they are silent confessions, spoken in the language of the subconscious. There is also the element of inconsistency in her behavior. One moment she is warm and open, the next she seems distant. This fluctuation is not a sign of indifference, but of inner conflict. She may be fighting the urge to reveal her true emotions, caught between the desire to express and the fear of consequences. This battle between heart and mind is what creates moments of silence, pauses in conversation, hesitations in action, responses that are careful rather than... It is in these moments that the depth of her feelings can be felt the most. However, the wise man does not rush to conclusions. He does not chase answers nor demand clarity where there is hesitation. Instead, he observes. He understands that if something is true, it will reveal itself in time. If her feelings are genuine, they will find a way to manifest. Whether through continued silent gestures or eventual words, there is no need to force a confession, no need to seek validation. The man who understands silence knows that real emotions do not need to be extracted. They naturally unfold when the time is right. Moreover, silence is not always an indication of love or affection. Sometimes it is simply a reflection of personal struggles, of thoughts left unspoken because they are not yet ready to be shared. A man who is too eager to interpret silence as hidden love risks seeing what is not there. This is why patience and discernment are crucial. The key is to remain steady, unshaken by uncertainty. Let her actions accumulate over time. Let patterns emerge. One instance of silence means little, but a consistent presence of unspoken gestures, acts of care, curiosity, concern. These are the signs worth noting. To navigate such a situation wisely, one must embody the principles of Stoicism. Do not let emotions cloud judgment, nor should you let hope turn into expectation. If she hides her feelings, let her do so. Your path remains unchanged. You are not meant to decipher every silence or uncover every secret. You are meant to stand firm in who you are, to observe without attachment, and to let life unfold as it will. If her heart truly aligns with yours, It will become clear without you having to chase the truth. And if it does not, then her silence is simply that. Silence. Nothing more. In the end, the greatest lesson to learn from her silence is not about her feelings. It is about your response. A man who is content within himself does not seek external confirmation to validate his worth. He does not need hidden emotions to be uncovered in order to feel secure. Instead, he moves forward with the quiet confidence that what is meant to be will be, and in that mindset he finds peace, regardless of whether her silence eventually speaks or remains unbroken. Care is one of the most revealing expressions of human emotion. Unlike grand declarations of love or extravagant gestures, genuine care is often quiet, subtle, and persistent. When a woman hides her feelings, she does not cease to feel. Instead, her emotions manifest in ways that do not demand recognition. They are woven into small acts of kindness, thoughtful gestures that may seem insignificant to the inattentive but are, in reality, deliberate and meaningful. These moments are not random. They are reflections of emotions she may not yet be ready to admit. When a woman has feelings for you but chooses to hide them, she expresses them through actions rather than words. You may notice that she remembers the small details about you, the way you take your coffee, the stories you once shared in passing, the things that bring you joy or comfort. She listens when you speak, not just waiting for her turn to talk, but truly absorbing what you say. She may check in on you, ensuring that you are well, though she frames it casually, as if it were just a passing thought rather than a genuine concern. There is an undeniable difference between politeness and personal interest. A woman who simply wishes to be kind will treat everyone with the same level of warmth. But if she pays attention to you in a way that is distinct from how she interacts with others, it is a sign that her emotions run deeper than she outwardly admits. She may go out of her way to do things for you, offering help even when you have not asked, making time for you even when she is busy, or anticipating your needs before you express them. These are not obligations, they are choices. And choices, especially when consistent, reveal the hidden emotions behind them. Her concern may also appear in unexpected ways. She may express worry over your well-being, advising you to take care of yourself, or subtly encouraging you to make better decisions. Sometimes this care is disguised as teasing, as if she is downplaying her concern so that it does not seem too obvious. At other times, she may express frustration when you neglect yourself or take unnecessary risks. Not because she seeks to control you, but because she feels invested in your well-being. These emotions are not the kind that can be manufactured. They come from a place of attachment, no matter how much she may try to suppress it. Silence, too, can be an act of care. There are moments when she may hold back her words, choosing instead to offer a quiet presence when you need support. Rather than overwhelming you with questions or advice, she gives you space while still making it clear that she is there. This balance between distance and presence is a sign of emotional depth. She is not indifferent. She is thoughtful in how she expresses her concern. Another sign of concealed affection is her willingness to sacrifice comfort for your sake. It could be something as small as staying up late to talk when she would rather sleep, or adjusting her schedule to accommodate yours without making a show of it. These are not things people do for just anyone. They require effort, and effort is rarely wasted on things that do not matter. If she invests her time and energy into you, even in ways she downplays or brushes off as insignificant, it is because she feels something deeper than she is willing to admit. Yet, the wise man does not rush to conclusions. Not every act of kindness is proof of hidden love, and not every gesture carries unspoken emotion. Some people are naturally caring, and others may show consideration simply because they value you as a person. This is why one must observe patterns rather than isolated moments. Does her care persist over time? Is it consistent, even when there is no direct benefit for her? Does she show concern in ways that go beyond simple courtesy? If the answer is yes, then it is likely that her feelings extend beyond the surface. A man who understands the nature of quiet affection does not force revelations. He does not demand that she express what she is not yet ready to admit. Instead, he recognizes the signs for what they are. subtle truths that will either grow clearer with time or remain as they are. His path does not change based on hidden emotions. Whether her feelings remain unspoken or eventually emerge, he remains steady. He does not seek validation in her actions, nor does he allow uncertainty to disturb his peace. He acknowledges her care, appreciates it, but does not let it dictate his course. Ultimately, the truth of her emotions will reveal itself in its own way. Until then, the man who walks the path of wisdom does not chase signs, nor does he overanalyze every gesture. He observes, he understands, and he lets things unfold as they are meant to. If her hidden feelings are real, they will not remain hidden forever. And if they are not, then her actions, no matter how kind, are simply what they appear to be, nothing more, nothing less. When a woman harbors feelings she is not ready to reveal, she does not simply disappear from your life. Instead, she remains present, finding reasons to be around you even when there is no clear necessity. This presence is not always obvious. It is not about grand gestures or overt declarations. It is subtle, a quiet consistency that speaks louder than words. She lingers in conversations, stays just a little longer than needed, and positions herself in ways that keep her close to you without making it seem intentional. There is a difference between coincidence and choice. A woman who does not care has no reason to place herself in your orbit. She moves in and out of spaces without thought, unbothered by whether she crosses paths with you or not. But when feelings exist beneath the surface, proximity is no accident. She may not chase after you, nor will she make it obvious, but there will be moments where she seems to always be around. Maybe she appears in places you frequent, engages in conversations when she could just as easily walk away, or finds small excuses to stay connected. These are not random occurrences. They are small, intentional acts driven by something unspoken. Her presence may also come in the form of digital proximity. In an age where physical closeness is not always possible, she finds ways to keep a connection alive. Perhaps she watches your stories, likes your posts, or sends messages that seem casual on the surface but keep the conversation going. She responds quickly, stays engaged, and never lets the communication fully die. When a woman has no interest, she lets silence settle. But when she feels something, even if she is hiding it, she keeps a door open, never closing it entirely, even if she is hesitant to walk through it fully. Beyond simply being around, there is also a certain warmth in how she interacts with you. When a woman remains in your presence without feeling obligated to do so, it is a sign of comfort. She does not have to force a conversation or look for reasons to be near. You are already part of her world in a way that feels natural to her. Perhaps she chooses to sit next to you when there are other options, subtly mirrors your movements, or leans in slightly when you speak. These are unconscious behaviors, revealing what the mind may try to suppress, but the body instinctively expresses. At times, this lingering presence comes with a paradox. She stays close yet maintains a certain distance. She engages but hesitates. She enjoys your company but avoids crossing a line that would make her feelings too obvious. This push and pull is not a sign of disinterest but of internal conflict. She may be weighing her emotions, unsure of whether to take the risk of revealing them. She wants to be near, but she also does not want to expose herself fully. This delicate balance creates moments of hesitation, long pauses in conversation, unfinished sentences, or fleeting glances that hold emotion yet quickly turn away. However, a wise man does not mistake presence for possession. Just because she remains near does not mean she belongs to you. Just because she lingers does not mean you should assume the nature of her feelings. A man who understands the world moves with patience, not assumption. He does not chase shadows or demand clarity where there is uncertainty. He recognizes that if she truly feels something, time will bring it to the surface. If not, then her presence is simply that presence, nothing more. This is where discernment becomes essential. A woman may stay close out of habit, out of comfort, or out of a fear of loneliness rather than deep affection. This is why one must look at the consistency of her actions. Does she stay around even when there is no practical reason? Does she initiate presence, not just respond to it? Does she seem to enjoy your company beyond convenience? These are the questions that separate true emotional attachment from mere familiarity. In all things, a man must remain steady. He does not overanalyze, nor does he let emotions cloud his judgment. If she stays, he acknowledges it, but he does not let it dictate his actions. He does not seek validation in her presence, nor does he let hope turn into expectation. He remains centered, knowing that what is real will reveal itself in time. If she truly values being near, she will show it, not just in fleeting moments, but in ways that deepen over time. Ultimately, the truth of her feelings is not something that needs to be forced. If her heart aligns with yours, it will make itself known. If it does not, then no amount of lingering will change that reality. A man of wisdom walks forward without waiting, without forcing, without seeking. He allows what is meant to stay, and what is meant to leave. And in doing so, he remains at peace, unmoved by uncertainty, unaffected by what is yet to be revealed. When a woman hides her feelings, they do not simply vanish. Instead, they manifest in ways that may seem contradictory at first glance. One of the most telling signs of concealed emotions is defensiveness, an overreaction to situations that would typically be insignificant. It is easy to mistake this behavior for disinterest or irritation, but in reality it often stems from internal conflict. She feels something, but is unwilling or unable to fully express it. This tension creates moments where her reactions seem disproportionate to the situation at hand, revealing more than she intends. Defensiveness can take many forms. Sometimes it appears as unnecessary arguments, where she seems quick to challenge your words or actions. She may act annoyed over things that ordinarily would not bother her, becoming unusually sensitive to your behavior. Perhaps you tease her lightly and she reacts more strongly than expected. Or you make a harmless comment and she takes offense where none was intended. This is not because she truly resents what you said. It is because her emotions are involved, and when feelings are suppressed, they tend to surface in unexpected ways. At other times, she may act dismissively, pretending that she does not care, even when her actions suggest otherwise. She may downplay her interest in your life, acting indifferent when she actually pays close attention. If you mention another woman, she may claim it does not affect her, yet a shift in her tone or a subtle change in her demeanor betrays her true feelings. She might joke about not caring, but there is tension beneath the humor. These are all forms of emotional self-protection, an attempt to maintain control over feelings that threaten to reveal themselves. There are also moments when she pushes you away, not because she wants distance, but because she fears closeness. She may withdraw suddenly after moments of connection, becoming colder after a period of warmth. This is the heart's defense mechanism at work. When emotions become too overwhelming, the safest reaction is often retreat. This inconsistency is not a sign of a lack of interest, but rather of inner turmoil. She is fighting between what she feels and what she believes she should feel, between what she wants and what she fears. Defensiveness also arises when she perceives a risk to her emotional security. If she is hiding her feelings, any situation that threatens to expose them can trigger an exaggerated response. For example, if someone teases her about liking you, she may react more strongly than necessary, denying it in a way that seems almost forced. If she truly felt nothing, the comment would hold no weight and she would laugh it off easily. But when there is something to hide, the reaction is often sharper, as if she is trying to convince both herself and those around her that her feelings do not exist. One of the most common ways defensiveness manifests is through sarcasm or teasing. Rather than expressing emotions directly, she may make light of things that actually hold meaning for her. If she truly did not care, she would not bother commenting at all. But by engaging in playful jabs or sharp remarks, she is creating a barrier between what she feels and what she allows herself to show. It is a way to keep emotions at bay while still maintaining a connection. The key to understanding defensiveness is to recognize that it is not rejection but resistance. It is not always an indication that she wants to push you away. It may be an attempt to protect herself from vulnerability. The heart is not easily controlled, and when emotions become too strong, the mind often steps in to suppress them. This creates an internal struggle, which is reflected in her reactions, her words, and her behavior. A wise man does not take defensiveness at face value. He does not react emotionally to her moments of withdrawal, nor does he chase when she pulls away. He observes, remains steady, and does not allow uncertainty to disrupt his inner peace. If her feelings are real, they will surface in time. If they are not, then her reactions are simply that, reactions, nothing more. There is no need to analyze every word or decode every gesture. True emotions, no matter how deeply hidden, have a way of revealing themselves naturally. The mistake many make is assuming that pushing for clarity will resolve defensiveness. In reality, forcing emotions into the open often creates more resistance. A man who understands human nature knows that time is the greatest revealer of truth. He does not pressure, does not demand, and does not let his own emotions become entangled in uncertainty. Instead, he remains patient, allowing her to navigate her own feelings at her own pace. Ultimately, the presence of defensiveness is not something to be feared or overanalyzed. It is merely a sign of inner conflict, a struggle between emotion and control. A man of wisdom does not seek to solve this conflict for her. He allows her to resolve it on her own. If her heart is meant to align with his, it will, and if not, then no amount of pursuit will change the course of what is already set in motion. He does not chase signs or cling to uncertainty. He simply continues forward, steady and unwavering, knowing that what is meant to be will always find its way. Curiosity is never without purpose. When a woman hides her feelings, she does not simply ignore the person she cares about. Instead, she seeks knowledge about him, often in ways that seem casual but are, in reality, deliberate. She asks questions, pays attention to details, and remembers things that others overlook. This curiosity is not just politeness, it is an unconscious attempt to understand the person who occupies her thoughts. A woman who has no deeper feelings has no reason to invest her attention. She may engage in surface-level conversation, responding out of social obligation rather than genuine interest. But when her emotions are involved, her curiosity deepens. She wants to know more about your thoughts, your past, your habits, and the things that matter to you. She listens carefully, not just to respond, but to retain the information for later. If she recalls something you said weeks ago, something small and seemingly unimportant, it is because it mattered to her in a way that she may not openly admit. Her curiosity extends beyond words. She may observe your moods, noticing changes in your energy even when you do not express them outright. She may ask if something is wrong before anyone else does, sensing that something feels off. This attentiveness is not something that can be forced. It is the natural result of emotional investment. When a person holds a place in someone's heart, they become attuned to their subtle shifts, picking up on things that go unnoticed by others. There are moments when this curiosity takes the form of indirect questioning. Rather than ask about your relationships, she may inquire about your opinions on love, commitment, or the type of person you find attractive. She may bring up topics that allow her to gauge where you stand without making her interest too obvious. These questions are not random. They are a way of gathering information without exposing her own emotions. If she had no interest, she would not seek these answers. She would not care. Curiosity also reveals itself through her engagement with your interests. Even if something is outside of her usual preferences, she may take the time to understand it simply because it matters to you. Perhaps she listens to a song you mentioned, watches a movie you recommended, or remembers a book you once spoke about. These actions may seem small, but they are not meaningless. They indicate a desire to connect, to find common ground, to understand the world as you see it. At times, this curiosity may be disguised as teasing or playful challenges. She may question your choices, push back on your opinions, or debate small things with you, not out of annoyance, but because engaging with you is enjoyable for her. There is a difference between arguing for the sake of argument and challenging someone as a way of staying connected. When a woman repeatedly engages with your thoughts, pushing you to explain or defend them, it is often because she values the conversation more than she lets on. Her interest is not limited to direct conversations. She may pay attention to how others speak about you, quietly taking in how you interact with people, how you handle situations, and how you carry yourself. Sometimes she may even ask mutual friends about you, gathering insights that she does not want to ask for directly. These subtle actions are not the behavior of someone indifferent. They are the marks of someone who, despite trying to hide it, is drawn to understanding you more deeply. A wise man does not mistake casual curiosity for deeper feelings, but he also does not ignore patterns. One or two questions mean little, but a consistent presence of curiosity, attentiveness, and investment in your life is revealing. He does not rush to conclusions, nor does he seek confirmation when none is given. He simply observes. If her curiosity is genuine, it will not fade. It will continue to manifest in small, meaningful ways. There is no need to seek out hidden emotions or demand answers before they are ready to be spoken. If she is truly drawn to you, time will make it clear. And if not, then her curiosity, no matter how deep, is merely a passing interest. A man of wisdom does not chase signs or force clarity. He remains steady, allowing things to unfold as they are meant to. If she wishes to know more about him, he allows her curiosity to take its course. But his path does not change. He is not swayed by uncertainty, nor does he rely on her attention for validation. In the end, the truth will reveal itself. If her curiosity is rooted in genuine affection, it will not remain hidden forever. If it is fleeting, then it was never meant to be. A man who walks with wisdom understands that what is real does not need to be forced. He does not seek to uncover hidden emotions. He simply moves forward, letting what is meant to be make itself known in time. Emotion is a force that cannot be fully concealed. No matter how much someone tries to suppress it, the body betrays what the mind seeks to hide. When a woman harbors feelings she is not ready to express, her physical presence reveals the truth before her words ever do. The body speaks in ways more honest than the tongue, through glances, gestures, and subtle changes in behavior. These signs are not deliberate, nor are they crafted for deception. They are involuntary, emerging from the depths of emotion she refuses to acknowledge. One of the most telling signs is eye contact. The eyes are the window to the soul, and when feelings exist, they linger just a little longer than necessary. She may meet your gaze, then look away quickly, as if catching herself in a moment of vulnerability. Or perhaps she holds your gaze for a second too long, unconsciously drawn to the connection, yet afraid of what it may reveal. In contrast, some women who suppress their emotions may actively avoid eye contact, fearing that too much openness will betray their guarded feelings. But even avoidance is an answer. It is not the absence of emotion, but the fear of exposing it. Her posture around you shifts in ways that are nearly imperceptible to the untrained eye. She leans in when you speak, even if only slightly, as though drawn by an unseen force. When she laughs, she may touch her hair, adjust her clothing, or fidget with an object in her hands. Small, nervous habits that betray an internal energy she is trying to manage. If she stands near you in group settings, closing the space between you without realizing it, it is a sign that she gravitates toward your presence even when she is not consciously thinking about it. A woman's voice, too, gives away emotions she may wish to keep hidden. When she speaks to you, her tone may soften, taking on a warmth and rhythm that differs from how she speaks to others. At times, she may struggle to maintain neutrality, her voice catching slightly when she is unprepared for an emotional response. If she teases or playfully challenges you, her tone may carry an energy that borders on flirtation, even if her words remain guarded. These are not things she calculates. They emerge naturally, expressions of emotion that slip through the cracks of her restraint. Physical touch, or the avoidance of it, can also reveal hidden feelings. Some women express attraction through fleeting contact, a light touch on the arm, a brush of the fingers, a casual tap on the shoulder. These moments are never random. They are tests, subconscious ways of bridging the emotional gap without fully exposing vulnerability. Others may do the opposite, becoming overly conscious of proximity and avoiding unnecessary contact altogether. If she tenses slightly when you are too close, or if she hesitates before touching you, it is not always discomfort. It may be internal restraint, an attempt to maintain composure despite what she feels. Her reactions to your presence are also revealing. When she sees you unexpectedly, does her expression shift before she has time to control it? A brief flicker of surprise, excitement, or nervousness before she composes herself is a sign that your presence affects her more than she lets on. Similarly, when you leave, does she seem slightly deflated, as if part of her energy has shifted with your absence? These are subtle moments, difficult to fake and impossible to fully suppress. One of the strongest indicators of hidden feelings is emotional mirroring. Without realizing it, she may begin to reflect your gestures, expressions, or mannerisms. If you lean back in your chair, she may do the same. If you run a hand through your hair, moments later, she may unconsciously do it too. This mirroring is not imitation. It is the body's natural response to emotional connection, an unconscious effort to create harmony. It is something people do only with those they feel a bond with, whether they realize it or not. A wise man does not look for a single gesture and assume its meaning. He does not overanalyze or seek validation in every glance or touch. Instead, he observes patterns, consistency, and the way her body responds over time. If these subtle signs appear again and again, if they emerge despite her attempts to suppress them, then they hold weight. But if they are fleeting, appearing only once and never again, then they may mean nothing at all. However, he also understands that observation is not the same as expectation. He does not assume that hidden emotions, no matter how evident, must be acted upon. He does not chase after unspoken feelings or seek to force a confession. He remains steady, knowing that if something real exists, it will make itself known in time. If her emotions are genuine, she will either come to terms with them or allow them to remain unspoken. Either way, his path does not change. A man of wisdom does not let uncertainty dictate his course. He does not seek reassurance in body language, nor does he let subtle signs create false hope. He recognizes the truth for what it is. What is real will reveal itself, and what is meant to be will unfold without force. Until then, he continues forward, unmoved by ambiguity, unshaken by what remains hidden. In this, he finds peace, knowing that the body may speak, but the heart will only reveal itself when the time is right.